everyone. I'm Heidi O'Connor. I'm the Assistant Director for the VSU Counseling Center, and thanks for joining me for this Mental Minutes presentation on time management. I'd like to start with a couple of quotes that I think really set the tone for this topic. The first one is, instead of "I don't have time," try saying "it's not a priority" and see how that feels. In this context, kind of imagine saying "I don't have time to study," and then asking yourself what you prioritized instead. You might find a long line of other things that came first that were prioritized. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it's because you weren't paying attention, but it happened. By taking a few simple steps at the beginning of your semester, you can ensure that the things that are most important to you are getting your time and attention. Keep in mind, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to actually schedule your priorities. So we're going to talk about, really figuring out what those priorities are and making those a focal point of your schedule. So first things first, I'd like you to think about what your priorities are in college. I can't speak for everyone, but when I ask my clients this at the beginning of the semester, these are some of the most common answers, with schoolwork and class being by far the most common. Another way to think about this is, where do I want to put the most effort in, or where do I need to put the most effort in? And after you've thought about that for a moment, what you feel like your priorities are, I want you to take a step back and think, if your life were a TV show, would viewers agree that these things are important to you? And so, in other words, based on how you actually spend your time, what might it look like you're actually prioritizing? Maybe instead of doing schoolwork, you're working, or instead of getting good rest, you're staying up until 2 with your friends. Instead of working out, you're staying in your room on your phone. Do your behaviors support your priorities? And that's going to be really important in terms of time management. And just to clarify, all these things on here are important. Balance is important. But you've got to keep in mind that the areas you dedicate your time to are the areas you're going to find success in. If you're putting a lot of your time into sleep and spending time with friends, you'll probably be a successful sleeper and friend. And if you're putting time into academics and your job, you'll probably be a successful student and employee. Just remember, only so many things can rise to the top, so choose the things that benefit you the most. And that's, another really big point here is we have to be intentional with where we're putting our time. So one way to make sure your time goes into the things you want to prioritize is to make a plan and stick to it. We start with building a master calendar. This would be for the whole semester. And obviously, the best time to do it would be at the beginning of the semester, but the second best time is today. It's not too late to start now. The important thing really is taking action, so that if you're overwhelmed with your time or you want to get ahead, this will definitely help. Start with the things that really aren't going to change through the semester, or that you're sure of right now. So for this person, we can put in all their class times. That's a constant. And maybe this person also has a really or pretty regular work schedule. So we could go ahead and put that in here as well. The next thing you'll do is gather all of your syllabi together and add in all of your assignment due dates. Another good idea is to mark out days and times where you're likely to be tired. So this person, they work 7 hours one night, so they've got a little diagonal cross out the next morning because they know they're probably going to be tired. It's not a bad idea to use kind of a color system with some of these items we'll be adding, and you'll see as this goes on, the different layers kind of get different colors. You don't have to do that, but you want to keep in mind that your semester is just going to get more and more busy, and we want to make our life easier. This is working smart, not hard. So we want to be able to, on a hectic week, glance at your schedule and just know everything that's going on and not really have to think too much about it. Last and most important, you'll look at those due dates. Consider your work pace. You know how you work and what is a good kind of pace for you, and dedicate time to working on those assignments and preparing for those tests. So you can do this a couple of ways. You can just write your plans into the calendar task list style as seen here. There's no real time frame for it. There's no set time. It's just, this is the task that needs to happen on this day. This might work a little better for those type B people out there, the creative, flexible types who don't like to be too locked down. This might help you be more successful just because organization and planning might be a little hard for us. This style also works if you dedicate yourself to quote unquote work days. This is something I talk about with my students a little bit. Simply put, that's just meaning that from 8 to 4, Monday through Thursday, you're doing schoolwork. You know, if you don't have assignments, you're studying and reading for the next class. I don't know if you knew this, but for every credit hour, it's actually recommended you spend 2 to 3 hours outside of class studying. So for 12 credit hours, that's anywhere from 24 to 36 hours on coursework. And factoring in the time you're sitting in class, that's a full-time job. So if you used a 4-day work week to get all that done, it gives you all your evenings and weekends free. It's not a bad formula. It's not for everyone, but it's a really great system, hypothetically. If you're attentive and motivated by getting things done on time, hello type A people out there, putting a time frame on the work you're doing is definitely the gold standard. It's really just about knowing what model you can be successful with. For me personally, if I put timestamps on everything I do, I'll get frustrated and overwhelmed. But I know plenty of folks who get frustrated and overwhelmed with the opposite. So just know yourself and pay attention to what fits best. Even, you know, what I've shown you today, these are just a couple of examples of how you can do this. You can get online and find a number of ways, a number of styles. It's just, again, knowing you and how you work and what's going to be best. So once you've got your calendar together, use it. That's the big thing. Sometimes we'll make the calendar. It's like, okay, I'm done. Phew. So you want to be really intentional with every Sunday, you know, take 15 minutes to look at your week and see what's coming up. Check it every morning. Keep it somewhere you're going to see it and use it daily. For me, it's my work calendar has got to be like right where my right hand falls. You know, 6 inches to the right, and I'll forget about it. I won't see it. I won't use it. So kind of know yourself and where you need it to be in order to actually use it. And if you find yourself forgetting to check your calendar or to use it, use a reminder app. There's a ton of them out there. Use those to help prompt you, oh, I should look at my schedule and see what's going on. And remember, time equals success. We talked about that. Where you put your time, that's where you're going to find success. So be intentional with that and be thoughtful about that. Try multiple approaches. If you're finding one thing isn't working, take a good look at yourself and see what the issue is. You know, are you forgetting to check your calendar first thing in the morning? Maybe you should set a reminder for every morning until it's a habit. Are you finding yourself doing other things instead of what's scheduled? You have to learn how to say no. No to the job, no to the friends, no to yourself sometimes. Like, no, I can't pick up that shift. I can't hang out right now. How about 4? No, I can't watch The Office. I've got to get this done. You know, we have to learn to put up those boundaries with all the things that would just kind of take our energy and take our time. So we make sure that at the end of the semester, we've put our energy and time where we want it to go. Okay, so we've gone over some good starting points for time management in college, and these are just some additional resources for you to utilize that can be really helpful. I think, you know, when we're trying to change habits, it's good to really kind of immerse yourself and read a lot about it, and you just really incorporate it into your life. So this is a good place for people to start. There's some apps that can be really helpful, a site that talks about some challenges that some of us might have with time management and how to overcome those. collegestudysmarts.com is a good resource just in general, and they have, you know, great time management tips as well, in addition to the other links at the bottom. So depending on the format that you're viewing this video in, you might be able to click it and go directly to the site, but you might also just kind of have to Google it if you're just watching it as a video. And we'll also have some links on our website next to this video that you can click on as well. And of course, you know, we have your support on campus. We've got the Academic Support Center. They are there for all things academic. So we've got time management and study skills, tutoring, all of those things. So give them a call. And there's the counseling center, of course. You know, if you're having a hard time with time management and just kind of getting a handle on things, give us a call so we can kind of assess where you're at and just see what resources we have that can help you. So thank you for watching this and attending this Mental Minutes presentation on time management. I hope you guys have a great day. And like I said, give us a call if you need anything. Thanks.